Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And so we want to make sure that we forgive people. We want to make sure that we have released the people who were supposed to be the leaders, the protectors in our lives. Those people who could not control our light. Those people who did malevolent things in our lives and kept doing those types of malevolent things. And this is what I'm trying to, relate to you again. And I'm going to repeat this to you because I like this saying. When people show you who they are, take them at their word, take them at their actions. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Okay? So it wasn't one of those types of deals that, I'm just going to, and there's many times that I've had to do this to my employees. I'm just going to talk bad about you and say, yeah, they didn't know how to do this. They failed the test. I'm going to work with them. I've had to talk down in front of my employees so that I could help them keep their job. This one is very slow. I'm going to work with them, and show them how to speed up. And, they're going to become one of my best employees once I work with them. When you did not get that type of treatment at home, when the person that was putting you down, when the men in your life that were, taking their finances away from the home life, abusing you, and they kept doing that over and over, then, we believe you that, you're not responsible, that you are a warlock, that you are a witch. Sometimes it's your parents that is, in these secret societies that's in an Eastern Star that wants to sacrifice you for your gifts. Sometimes it's your uncle that wants to keep you in that, low vibrational, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, so that they can sacrifice you and take your birthright. So we have this understanding when they're not coming back to train you, when they're trying to send negative energy and you have disaster that, is back to back to back in your life whenever you're around this person, whenever they are around you, they're dumping, trauma bonding, they're soul tying you with higher spirits, with negative energy. Then we believe you that, you want to look good to the entity, that you are being rewarded by the entity to sacrifice your own people. We believe you that you will readily available, harm us, sacrifice us, and enslave us if given the chance again, because your track record has been not to come back and make things right, not to take your time, your person, your finances, your materials to make things right, all except a very few. And those are the ones who are the chosen one, men and women. So I wanted to make sure that I give you the clarity moving forward. Yes, if you cannot, if you are in fear that you, whether you're male or female, that you cannot hold yourself, that you cannot keep yourself, you have to have someone in your life. Make sure that you're validating this person. Make sure you're taking him to the doctor. Make sure you're taking her to the doctor. Make sure that, this is what we have to do in this climate when you cannot, hold yourself, when you are not going to be celibate, when you are not going to practice semen retention, and you're going to choose one of these people who are, want to be like the ancestors of old, who want the tradition but don't want to have the traditional skills and, bring that money home traditionally, like men of old, like women of old in the household. 444 as I'm saying this. Okay, so we have this understanding that, we are not, choosing people to run in a race to keep our children in the working industry for someone else. It's either we're working for our own people and we're making a decent wage from our own people. We're creating our own businesses and we're marketing to our own people, and we're treating other people just the way that they treated us when they come over here and they don't have. Then we're going to make sure that we charge them the high. Okay. We want the high, or you can go to the store if you shouldn't be over here asking me. Okay, this is for our people. We're not going to take advantage of our people. This is what is going on in our communities. This is what the leadership in our communities have done to the women. They're going to take advantage of the women. They're going to, overprice things. They're going to defraud the women. This is a problem, and this also lets you know that they are greedy, that they do not have the leadership of God in them, and that they are the manipulators. They are the people that have the greed, and they are like Matthew in the Bible. Those people, the Pharisees, the tax collectors. Okay, now just look at you. Okay. They do not want to start anything of their own. They would rather let someone else do the hard work. They would rather put their women on the street than, do the work themselves, or work with the household, or work with their woman. Okay, they would readily available let someone come in and talk against your own people while they give you breadcrumbs. And it's also, it's really baffling to me that a lot of people, and I just see them, they're still buying Louis Vuitton. They're still buying all of these high-end, types of clothing, knowing that it has been exposed, that it comes from China. It's a $19.99 bag. It's a, $25.99 bag. It's some shoes that, they've made, for $10 and $15 on the bucks. Okay, so it really baffles me that you're supposed to look like you're the elite in our community when you own nothing, when you're still buying these stuff from Google, Amazon, all of these people. You are consumers. Okay, and I wanted to make sure that the chosen one, men and women, we're not having any of that. We're creating our brand for our people. We're creating our brand for those in need, the vulnerable, the ones in the trailer parks, the ones who, never had anything, the ones who are always being talked down to and being put out of positions, who cannot keep a position, those undereducated. Those women, we're going to teach them some skills when we are the chosen one, men and women, so that they can move forward and they can fish for the rest of their lives. Okay, so this is what the chosen one, men and women, do. Those that you are seeing who want to be a part of a political party, who want to be a part of, the entity, their master, then they are a part of the enslavers. They are the narcissists. They may have some good ideas, but ultimately the end result is to never leave their master. To say that, we built this country. No, we may have built this country, but they have not given us the reparations for it, and they never will until we separate ourselves. We separate our blessings. We call back our powers and separate our children who will bless this country in the future. Okay, you don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. So this is why, we have to be very careful. This is why we have to be very careful and have an understanding of who we are, what we came here to do. A lot of these people are energy vampires. They are, thieves of your blessings. They are, stealers. They will steal your joy. They are thieves of your peace. A lot of these people are your joy. They are thieves of your health. They have been sending these types of negative entities at you for a very long time. And it is only certain people who, say that, you might be something if you work real hard 30 years and you're tricked into working those 30 years and not ever understanding that, you could work for yourself. You could build a legacy for your family. You could apply your gifts to something else instead of somebody else's business and leave your wife, your children, your husband, as a female, you could leave a legacy for your children as well. When you pull your power back from these energy vampires, when you call your power back from these employers, when you come out of fear of being in a lack mentality that God isn't going to provide for you. If you pull your power back from these, enslavers and colonizers that have created these jobs for specific people who have a specific mindset, who has been indoctrinated in that way. And I hope that you have received this message, chosen one, men and women. Please like, share, and subscribe to me. Donate to my channel. Book your consultation so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation, so that we can make sure that your finances is moving in the right direction. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.